Oh, look, it's the we don't want to play with you anymore bowl. Texas and Oklahoma. Now, look, if you're a Texas or an OU fan that watches the show every day, I want to thank you. I don't know why you're here. But I do like you. I do value you. I will talk about you on occasion. And please understand that if you were in the flipped case, right, say that you were a TCU fan and instead of being an Oklahoma fan, and this was the scenario, as the TCU fan, you would want you to lose, right? You would want Oklahoma to lose. Please understand why the rest of us, why the Locked On Big 12 guy, right? I won't be talking Texas and OU in a year. Please understand why I'm slightly spiteful at two universities that did do the right thing for themselves, that did something that I don't blame them for, but it's just tough to be happy and nice about them. Texas is going to win this game by at least 2 touchdowns, maybe 17 points. And I know that Oklahoma beat SMU, and SMU has a good offense or whatever. Really, SMU's down this year. Oklahoma killed Iowa State, struggled against Cincinnati's defense. We all do. Obviously, beat the brakes off of Tulsa and Arkansas State. Cincinnati played OU better than anyone else, but this OU defense is so far improved, it's baffling. Remember, I said West Virginia had 118th best defense last year in explosive pass yards. Oklahoma last season had its worst defensive performance possibly in history if you went all the way back. 99th in scoring defense, 122nd in total defense, allowing 461 yards per game. Now, all of a sudden, Oklahoma allows 319 yards per game. That's almost a 150-yard difference. 106 rush yards, 212 pass yards. It's almost as good as the Texas defense. Here's the reason Texas will maul Oklahoma to me. Texas has, again, we cover our bases here, the better defense and the better offense. And Oklahoma's offense still has some stuff to answer for. 157 rush yards per game. That's great when you consider 352 passing yards per game. Who's the better quarterback in this matchup? Well, Dylan Gabriel's got more experience, but then Quinn Ewers exists and is good. I still don't think Quinn Ewers is a Heisman quarterback. Tar and feather me. I've seen him play a million times, and I think his legs are really solid. His arm still gives me, I still need something from his arms. I don't need anything from his left arm. The Oklahoma rushing game, as much as I kind of wanted to crap on it. I wanted to come into this show and be like, oh, OU can't run the ball very well. There's just no way that Oklahoma is able to beat Texas because they're so one-dimensional. But then the more I started looking at the tape, Oklahoma can run the ball. But one team has a better offense. One team has a better defense. And both of those teams are Texas. Right now, these two teams are good. Texas, offensive success rate, 46th in the country. Oklahoma's 12th. If you look at the metrics, just the metrics, Oklahoma somehow has better standing offensively in multiple categories. But if you look at the numbers, Texas, to me, the better offense because of what it can do in the run game that Oklahoma cannot. They haven't had to lean on Quinn Ewers throwing the ball. Understand that Oklahoma has had to lean on Dylan Gabriel throwing the ball. I know it's Jeff Lebby, and Jeff Lebby likes to toss the rock. But let's think about this. Would you rather run for 400 yards or pass for 400 yards? It's run. And Texas has the manpower to do that. They don't want to throw the ball if they don't have to. They haven't been put in a spot really this year where they've had to throw the ball. And you could argue the Alabama game, they had to throw the ball, and when they did, Quinn Ewers launched it. So maybe Quinn Ewers is not impressing me a ton because he hasn't been put in a situation where he has to step up and be the quarterback. Reminds me vaguely of what the Dallas Cowboys are going through right now. The defense is so good. The running game is so dangerous that the passing game hasn't had to do much. Dak Prescott hasn't had to do much. Quinn Ewers doesn't need to do much through the first 5 games of the season. Maybe that's why it's graded this way. Maybe that's why some of the metrics can point to Oklahoma having a better EPA margin percentage, offensive success rate margin percentage. Texas has gotten better every week. Statistically gotten better every week, especially against better opponents. Right now, a neutral site game, 6-point spread. Texas projected by Stats-O-War, their college football graphs, to win by 7 points. I look at a lot of Parker stuff at Stats-O-War. Early downs, Texas can take advantage. Both teams are pretty even. But I'm just leaning with the team that I think has the better offense and the better defense. And it's UT. That's tough to disagree with. I'm sure we can find a wild stat for Oklahoma to win at different points in the game here. But with two very even teams, I give a slight edge offensively to Texas because the run game is so dominant they can just control the clock. I give the defensive nod to Texas as well. Oklahoma this year has been so improved, but I just think Texas is better on both sides of the ball, even if it's marginal. So I threw up in my mouth, but I talked about Oklahoma and Texas. Texas wins by 14. 14. I think they kind of dominate. They're good. I hope it doesn't happen. I'm rooting for Oklahoma. Do you know that? I am. I'm rooting for Oklahoma to win this game. But I think Texas wins. Thanks for joining the show today. I'll see you again tomorrow for the best bets. Right? That's tomorrow? Yeah. It has been and it always will be. Locked on. Thanks for making it your first listen every single day. Doce Grande.